I'm Andrew Kaiser.
I'm Kevin Krieg.
I'm Ryan Motika, and we are the Welding Workcell.
I'm Micah Stuhldreher. I'm Wyatt Smirk, and we're part of the Fanuc Painting Workcell.
This is the flush head screw combination work cell. It's comprised of the welding work cell and the painting work cell. What the welding work cell does is it welds these washers flush to the screw's head and then places them on a pallet to transfer over to the painting work cell.
Once the pallets are on the painting workcell, the conveyor block allows only one pallet of screws to the painting area. Once in the painting area, the Fanuc paints the screws, then takes them to the reorientation position, reorientates the pallet, drops the screw full of pallets into the heating box, takes the pallet and returns it to the welding work cell, and after 180 seconds the screws are done drying and they drop into the box.
Safety features included in the welding work cell include a light curtain and an E-stop. When either is tripped, it will stop the robot program, the slick program, and switch the lights from green to red. Also included in our work cell are physical barriers to protect the onlookers from any dangers and safety signs to warn any individuals that don't know what's going on of any dangers inside the work cell.
Safety features for our work cell include signs on both sides of the dual work cell situation, light curtains to access the work cell, physical barriers, an E-stop that will stop the system here, and either of the E-stops for the Fanuc will also stop the system.
This is our pallet chute designed to allow easy travel between the two work cells for the pallets. The pallets are used for holding onto the screws, 4 of them at a time, and they're recycled here. When the robot goes to pick up the new pallet, it first checks to see if there's an input signal, if the other robot is dropping one off. If there is no input signal, it turns on an output signal to let the other robot know to not come inside the collision zone and goes to pick up a pallet. Then when it's safely outside the danger zone, it turns off that signal and allows the other robot to get back in there.
This is the conveyor block fixture. Its job is to limit one pallet in the painting zone at a time. So when a pallet comes, if there's already a pallet there, this conveyor block will lower down and keep the pallet from passing through. When the pallet down there has been processed, this will raise back up and will allow the pallet through, and then closing again.
This is our electromagnetic gripper. It's used to pick up the washer and the screw from the respective feeders and place them on the spot welding fixture. After the spot welder finishes, the electromagnetic gripper then picks up the part and places it on the pallet.
Our robot is outfitted with a double-purpose tool. It has a gripper and a spray painter. Once the pallet is allowed into the paint zone, it's going to make this optic sensor stop the conveyor right there. The robot will come over, spray the screws on the pallet, bring it over here for a reorientation, pick it back up, and dump it into the heating unit.
Here we have our vibratory feeder. So the screws will be put in. They can be put in any orientation. The screws will then vibrate in the directions of the counterclockwise, so they'll vibrate up this little slope here. And when they get to the end, there's a little channel here. If it goes in point end first, the screw will go through and it will fall straight through. If it goes head first, it will travel along this tiny little channel till it reaches this point, and it'll orient itself so that way it can be picked up by our proximity sensor.
This is our heating unit fixture. What its job is to do is to dry all the screws that have been processed by the work cell over there and has been painted by our Fanuc. So basically what it does is the robot drops the screws onto the conveyor,
the conveyor is always running. And as the screws pass under this, right above them are 2 fans and 2 heating units. When the screws are done being processed in the conveyor, they drop into a box right here for further processing.
Here we have our washer feeder. So what happens is this little part here pushes out a washer, which is then put right on top of a proximity sensor. However, if the proximity sensor does not switch, a red light will come on over here. You're going to fill it back up. You're going to hit the reload switch, and it'll push it back out again to see if another piece fits. If it does, the process will continue. If it doesn't, then there's a problem with it. We're going to have to troubleshoot.
Extra features on this Workcell include a dry run situation, which will stop both the fans and the heaters. Also, there's a power off button, which will cause the robot to finish the last pallet and discontinue the Workcell operation.
This is our welding fixture. We have a pneumatic cylinder that controls the arm that goes up and down, and that is the fixture that we made out of brass to hold the screw and the washer in place while it's welded.
Standing in the rain with his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket, it was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd, he could picture the scene, put his ear to the wall, then like a distant scream, he heard one guitar.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blew like him inside and outside. Blew his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen, to listen, to listen, to listen. I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died. I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.